Hey everyone, Namaskar and welcome to Curries with Boombi. Today I will show you the basics of making a mutton curry. If you follow this recipe step by step, then you can make any mutton or lamb curry. The very first thing we need to do is to make a ginger garlic paste. Now I do not like using those store-bought ginger garlic paste and I always prefer using fresh ingredients. For a mutton or lamb curry, I prefer using more of garlic compared to ginger. I also used 2 green chilies which are totally optional. Add about 1/4 of a cup of water and blend everything to a smooth paste, and our ginger garlic paste is all done. Next we will prep the yogurt. Here is 3/4 of a cup of plain unflavored yogurt. I will be adding the spice powders in it. 1 tablespoon of Kashmiri red chili powder. My friends, please add less to start with. You can always add more at the end. 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, a tablespoon of ground coriander that is dhania powder, and a teaspoon of ground cumin that is jeera powder. So more of coriander and less of cumin powder because too much of cumin may make the gravy bitter and will destroy the color of the gravy as well. Add about 1/4 of a cup of water and stir the yogurt very well to get a smooth flowing consistency. Remember to take out the yogurt from the fridge about half an hour before you even start prepping for this recipe. Too cold yogurt, the chances are high for the milk solids to split when it touches that hot pan. Pan on medium-high heat with 4 tablespoons of oil. Whole spices go in, dried bay leaves, cinnamon stick, green cardamoms and cloves. Add the whole spices when the oil turns hot. And by hot I do not mean smoking hot, because if you add spices in too hot oil then they will burn. Then sliced onions go in along with a pinch of salt that will help the onions to soften down faster. Now my friends, the onions should not be just roughly chopped haphazardly. If you do that, the onions will never melt into the gravy, but will be glaring at you forever. At the same time, do not slice them too thick. Make thin slices and try making even slices so that they brown up all together. Stir them frequently on medium heat till they become golden brown in color. You do not want them to turn too dark brown because in that way the gravy will taste bitter and the color of the gravy will be quite unappealing. We are looking for this kind of an appearance. So now it's time to add the ginger garlic green chili paste. Fry the ginger garlic paste for about 3 to 4 minutes on medium heat. Next, the mutton goes in. In India, goat meat is called mutton. You can follow the same recipe using lamb. Now fry the mutton on high heat. If you see the meat releasing a lot of liquid, you need to get rid of all that water, because all that liquid that comes out initially from the meat tend to affect the taste of the gravy. You need to fry the mutton along with the onions and ginger garlic paste. The mutton in turn gets flavorful. However, if you allow that liquid coming out from the meat to stay in there, the meat will boil and not get fried. That frying is so very important to develop the flavor in mutton. The mutton that I used did not release much of liquid, so it's time for the yogurt spice mix to go in. Okay, here are the yogurt tips. Switch off the heat of your stove or move the pan off the burner if using an electric stove. Add the yogurt. Mix the mutton very well with the yogurt and then heat back on medium-low. Stir everything continuously and you cannot let go of your spoon now. Initially you will see the milk solids separating. See those teeny tiny small white specks? Those are the milk solids separating. But do not panic and please do not stop stirring and please do not go down to the comment section now and start typing angrily saying that the yogurt is all curdled. Just trust me, my friends, and keep stirring. You will soon see those tiny specks of white all disappearing and eventually everything looking very smooth. Keep stirring till you start seeing bubbles. If you are allergic to dairy, you can also use half a cup of crushed tomatoes instead of yogurt. Once you see those bubbles, you can give some rest to your tired hands, but come back to it and give a stir frequently. As you can see, things are looking a bit dry now. So add a splash of hot water, and please use hot water. I added a heaped teaspoon of garam masala powder at this point, and again added a splash of hot water. Now is the time to add salt and keep it on medium-low heat. Keep coming back to it and stir. When you start seeing the oil showing up on the surface, you will know that you've done a good job. Okay, next comes something that many won't like to see, Mr. Potato. Wait my friends, before rushing down again to type something against Mr. Potato, let me be very clear that potatoes are totally optional. The thing is, my husband loves potatoes and we rarely have mutton curry, so it will be extremely disappointing for him if he cannot see potatoes in this curry. And to tell you the truth, potatoes taste so delicious in a chicken or mutton curry. Okay, I added a cup of hot water. If you want more gravy, add more water. If you want less gravy, add less water. As simple as that. Now I am going to pressure cook this, but that doesn't mean you have to use a pressure cooker. From time to time, just give a stir if not using a pressure cooker, and add little water if you see things drying up. Keep the pressure cooker on high heat and allow the pressure to build up. Once it comes to full pressure, reduce the heat to low and pressure cook it for 30 minutes. Here is the point. If not using a pressure cooker, it will take about an hour depending on the quality of meat. After 30 minutes of pressure cooking, switch off heat and allow all that pressure to be released naturally, and then open the lid of your cooker. Discard those whole spices as much as you can. The meat has become very tender and the potatoes have soaked all that goodness from the gravy, and you have this pot full of deliciousness that you can enjoy with rice or paratha or naan. Please consider clicking that like button for me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.